Hello and welcome to our top 15 things to see in Prague. We've searched out the weirdest, most wonderful attractions for you to see as we travelled on this 3-night trip to Prague. Here's Kat on the plane, checking out the sunset. Look at that sunset, baby.
And as we arrive into Prague, we find some weird stuff straight away. Yes, that really is 2 guys peeing into a fountain. And yes, that is a guy with a sword on a train. Some beautiful architecture and just generally some weird stuff.
15 CDs and 11 DVDs.
Jon, mi o sobie pisze fanfikci o domečku Prairie a dává je na internet.
So this dude hanging up here is a model of Sigmund Freud, apparently.
So number 15 is Vidopna, otherwise known as the Railway Restaurant. And it's really cool, actually. It's a cool idea. Basically, you get your drinks and your food delivered to you on a train. I mean, how cool is that? If you're a rail aficionado, you're gonna love it. However, well, we'll let you know what we thought of it at the end.
Yeah, cool place. We saw bad reviews.
Yeah, we agree with them, actually.
The bar staff were pretty rude, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like, crap service, but it was still cool with the little trains and stuff. Right, let's go find somewhere else cool.
Come on,
Next.
You just can't beat the crack in an Irish pub. And to be fair to the bar staff, they're willing for you to have a good time. Look at this guy. He's handing in the bog roll for this guy to have a little boogie. And look how much he's enjoying it. He is right down in the crack. You expect to pay about double the prices of traditional pubs, but boy is it worth it to see this show.
Number 13 is the Alchemy Museum. Alchemy is the science of making gold out of other base metals. It was pretty cool, but you have to pay if you want to go in. We didn't go in, but there's lots of cool stuff to see, even just outside.
Coming in at number 12 is Bed Lounge, which is in Old Town Square. This is a shisha bar, and the whole place is filled with beds, which makes it extremely luxurious and feels kind of exclusive. And you could smoke shisha to your heart's content with all sorts of fancy ingredients in there.
It's worth buying this train ticket at the airport. That gives you unlimited access to the funicular, to the trams and the buses. So we caught the funicular up to the top of Petrin Hill. It's a nice little park. Really pretty. Definitely recommend this one. And there's quite a lot of cool stuff to see up the top as well. And some pretty good views.
So now we're up the top of Petrin Park. Miniature church. I don't know if it's like a folly or maybe it was a wealthy family with their own church. We've got Jesus appearing and the warriors fleeing in terror.
There's a number of attractions, including the tower and a magical mirror maze. Halfway down the hill you can find an eccentric artist who hosts a magical grotto. Unfortunately we couldn't get access on this day.
Definitely worth checking out in Prague are all the different shops, from newsagents selling sex things to giant malls that are hidden away, to cannabis shops. Apparently it's legal there, didn't know that, but there's lots of these shops everywhere. And if you know, there was a whole shop dedicated to ducks, every single duck you could possibly imagine. But hats off, best shop was the Sweet Mining Company. It was like a stage production inside with little sort of like mining things and trains and moving stuff. The kids would love it. All the sweets you could possibly imagine. I felt like a big kid, to be honest, walking around there. It was really cool. Yeah, definitely one to recommend and check out.
At number 9 we put in the Joystick arcade bar. Now this is down a dodgy little alley that it looks like you wouldn't want to walk down there in the middle of the night on your own, but if you did, you'd be rewarded with the most pinball games I have ever seen in my life. Look at these. This is a fantastic copy of like an 80s arcade featuring The Simpsons, MotoGP, which Cat whipped my ass on, and let's have a go. She smashed me. 9th, I was 11th. We've also got these machines where you can look extremely silly but have a lot of fun. Get to dancing, and you too can look as bad as me. Just check out their moves.
Definitely recommend checking out the street food. Chimney Cakes, oh my god. Oh, the ham. These guys, this was out in the old town square, and I just turned into Homer from Simpsons. And you just basically just buy these big chunks of meat and sit there, and oh, it's just the best thing ever.
Stopping up for a bit of dinner, some potatoes, cabbage, and goodness knows what else. Looks good. And a big slab of ham. So I come in a local pub and they've recommended Pilsner with Kurzel Head.
Definitely check out the traditional pubs. They know their stuff.
Classic.
But you've got to have it in the right proportions. One. Oops, hang on.
And this is going to make a sour bread dip.
Dishes I'd recommend are the goulash, the roasted duck. Obviously the sausage is fantastic. Chicken wings was brilliant. Just go into any of the local pubs or cafes. Try out what all the locals having.
Accidentally took Kat to a strip club last night. We didn't stay there for long. Went back to the Irish bar then.
Asa bought me a drink.
I did buy it. We sat in a different room. We couldn't see anything.
Definitely recommend checking out Charles's Bridge. Rumour has it King Charles built it before he was king, actually before he was even prince. It is a beautiful bridge, as you can see, and really does show off how beautiful the architecture is of Prague, especially at night.
Old Town Square's got to be number 5 on the list, and the highlight is this amazing astronomical clock. Apparently they gouged out the clockmaker's eyes, so he could not make something ever so beautiful again. Whether it's true or not, we don't know. Well worth checking out this church as well, which is free entry. Even if you're not religious, I really recommend going inside and just having a look about, because it is beautiful.
Prague is full of weird bars. I definitely recommend checking out the Nightmare Bar. It's full of horror film memorabilia, everything from the Saw to the Living Dead to the Gremlins, you name it, it's here. I'm having a nightmare.
A nightmare. And we got smashed brains to eat, which is some sort of cheesy thing on toast. And we're next to this ominous looking fella, Freddy, chick out of the ring. That looks like Eminem up there holding a knife.
You don't see Chucky in the corner?
Chucky, yeah. We've got the one from the Gremlins in the cage. This is my favourite. Ash, the chainsaw hand.
Definitely worth checking out the scooter hire. They are brilliant fun. Just remember to ride on the right hand side of the street. And you'll have no problems.
There's also loads of weird museums in Prague, and the Sex Machines Museum made it to number 1 on our list of museums to check out. And it did not disappoint, I've got to say, as these gimp masks and things will go to show. Hope you enjoy the viewing on this.
So we've got an anti-masturbation suit. And this one is to allow it in a very honourable way, with the words, God wants it this way. think you'd get some splinters off this, wouldn't you?
There were loads of homemade sex machines, there was all sorts of stuff, and handy little diagrams. These were some chastity belts with some great descriptions, and this was like the male version. Oh my god.
Yeah. What's she gonna get? Ah, she's cold today.
We've saved the absolute best to last. This is Bistro Spejle. Spejle? Something like that. And the food was absolutely fantastic, out of this world.
Me and Kat collectively decided that this is the best we've ever had in our lives. It's unbelievable.
It's just insane. So good. And ridiculously priced as well.
It's £1 per stick. We've collected quite a few sticks there. But,
Each one's £1, basically. So, yeah, pretty about 30 quid's worth, but the best food I've ever had in my life.
So this place was so busy that we were only given 25 minutes to sit down and have a meal before the table was taken. We realised after a while that it was around about £1 per stick. So each appetiser can cost you between £1 and £3. We ended up spending about £40, which I think is absolutely amazing for the food that we ate there, considering it was the best I've ever had. We both left feeling stuffed and super fulfilled.
A few things worth checking out that didn't quite make our top 15 list are the Board Game Cafe, which had loads of different board games to play with, the Steelworks Museum with loads of cool stuff all made out of steel, and the Hard Rock Cafe, which had tons of rock memorabilia. Really cool just to see all the different things.
all well as guitar. Radiohead guitar. Bush. Bono's kegs. Where's Bolan from Limp Bizkit's guitar? Red Hot Chili Peppers. Prince's suit and coat. He was pretty short, mind. I didn't realise. Madonna's jacket. Oasis guitar. Duran bass. Elton John's glasses. Slash's t-shirt. Brian May's top. Jacket. Uriah Heep and guitar. Dylan's lyrics. The original lyrics. Flood levels. 2002. Coming to an end in Prague, and we've got a bit of snow. Perfect end.